Good afternoon, Quilt Roadies. Hi, long time no see. Seems like it's been a while, but Enzo's still kind of tired back there, isn't he? Well, I hope that you get yourself something to drink. I've got myself something to drink and went potty because today we're just going to stitch and chat. I wanted to fill you in on what's been going on for the last week and any progress or lack thereof that I've had, what I've been up to. So please join me, subscribe, hit the thumbs up if you'd please, and let's hang out together. So for some reason today, just got a bee in my bonnet, because after all, if you're new to the channel, my creative space here is called the Beehive. It's because I'm busy as a bee, and usually when people visit me here, they're busy too. And so I just like the whole thought of being busy as a bee. This last week has been absolutely fantastic in a lot of different ways, but let me just get to what I'm going to be stitching on today while we sit here and chat together. I decided that I need to finish organizing my home, and I'm going to start with my laundry room. It's not a large laundry room. It's very narrow, and in fact I have no idea how the washer and dryer even got into that room, but I wanted to decorate it, because if you have to do laundry, why shouldn't it be a pleasant place to be, right? And so I dug out this project that I had started. This is by Susan Gonzalez Designs, and I actually got the whole kit because I wanted the wool and everything that came with this from the Cotton Harvest. And I'll try to remember to put all those links down below. But here's the project. Now, I realized after I started this project that my washboard, I was going, what that thing's called? My washboard is a mini one, not a big one. It's an old one, but not a big one. At least not big enough to hold this piece. So I'm going to be on the hunt for a regular sized, I guess it would not that's big, but regular sized washboard, so I can also mount mine on the washboard in the laundry room, because I think that looks really adorable. And I don't know, I feel like every space in a house should have some character. I think if it doesn't have character, it ends up being a drop zone for stuff like our garage. I want to decorate our garage, even organize our garage, because I think once you decide on whether it's a theme of storage or whatever it is, you tend to keep it more pleasant to be in. And so my laundry room is going to be the most adorable laundry room. So where am I on this project? I am stitching the grass. So here's my piece. And I'm right in here, I'm stitching the blades of grass along here. And the best thing about this project is you don't have to mark anything. It's basically nature. And so however you want to, there is no wrong stitching on this, and there's no marking. It's That's why I picked it to actually stitch with you today, because I thought, oh, this is really going to be easy peasy. I put my SF-101 on the back of the entire piece, and then my individual pieces I fused down before I started stitching them. And now I'm to the point of the decorative stitch, and that is a piece of cake. And I haven't even used, I actually don't even know what the call for thread was. I've been just picking thread that I like and the color I like, and I found this little skein of Valdani thread, a wool Valdani thread that was kind of, it's fuzzy, and I thought, oh, this would be perfect for blades of grass. But it was like turning into a knotted mess, so I wrapped it on an old spool and then just stuck the little tag on the inside so I'd remember what that was. I did. Sometimes I just think I'm so clever. Yeah. So what have I been doing for the last week? Well, I had an amazing adventure. It was a family reunion of sorts down in Los Angeles. So I flew to Los Angeles, to Orange County, is the airport I decided to fly into, which was in and of itself kind of interesting, because I didn't realize the plane landed so hard on the tarmac that my sunglasses actually kind of bounced up on my head. And what I found out was that the Orange County Airport has shorter runways, so they got to land. They got to land and stop quick. I mean, really. So I flew into Orange County and met up with my sister, and she flew from a different part of California, and from Northern California. And so we met up at the airport, and then my cousin picked us up. Now, I am the oldest cousin. My mother was the oldest sibling. And so I have cousins who are still having children. And so there's a lot of little kids and toddlers, and, you know, there were a couple of high schoolers, but we ended up staying with my aunt. My two aunts both live in a really nice apartment building, or I don't know if I guess you'd call it an apartment building. It's for 55 years or older, and it's all like senior housing, and it's in a suburb in LA, and it was lovely, absolutely lovely. And my one aunt gave up her apartment to my sister and I, and she went and stayed with the other sister that also lived in the same building. So we had some nice, quiet, private time, and I was stitching, and it was relaxing. It was relaxing. And then we started getting together with family, and my family is from, I mean, a majority of them live in the LA basin, but that's like several, if you've ever been to Los Angeles, it's, you could say, oh, I live in Los Angeles, but truly there are so many different communities, and it could take you 2 hours to get from one side to the other. And I was just, wow, I was flabbergasted by the sheer amount of cars on the road. You know, I'm never going to be complaining about our roads up here. Um, I'm just, I mean, I came back and before I left, I was thinking, oh, the traffic, the traffic, the traffic. We have to have something to complain about, don't we? Um, and but now I realize, oh, nobody can complain about traffic after they have driven through on the LA freeways. Now that is called traffic. So just to get from one cousin to reach another cousin, easily an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours if it was rush hour. Yeah, it truly was. I, I, I felt like a country bumpkin, and here I live in a city, so it's, yeah. But it was lovely because it had been several years since a majority of the family had gotten together. And I mean, some of those babies I had not seen in their toddlers now. Oh, yeah, they are just, it is a truly amazing, I'm not bragging, but I am bragging. It's an amazing family. Um, they are all hard workers, nose to the grindstone, raising their kids, doing their jobs. I mean, my one cousin is a dental hygienist. She works for 4 different dentists. Can you imagine going to, and she's got a toddler, you know. So I was, I felt very blessed to be part of the family, And it was fun because she had just moved in to, she and her husband had just bought a new house, and so we got to stay one night at her house, and I just, I was so moved when we all got together for dinner one night and they had it catered. Um, all the Korean food, I mean, it just, yum, yum. But I didn't realize was that they were celebrating my birthday and my aunt's birthday. Um, so one of my aunts was turning 89, and then my birthday wasn't until October, uh, and you'll know about it because I celebrate it all month. But now, I've now moved into celebrating it several months ahead of time. And so they had this beautiful spread of Korean food, and then 2 little cakes, and um, I was so touched. I was so touched. Um, yeah. I had somewhat of a chaotic childhood because, as all immigrant families are, you're constantly um, bringing your family over, getting them settled, and but when I look at the outcome of all that work that my parents did, I feel so blessed to be part of that family, and it was such a great time. The flip side of that is I have one cousin who has been he's been a missionary minister for, gosh, 30 years maybe? Yeah, all over the world. He has lived in Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Iran, Germany, the United States. He's just been constantly in work of service. And now he is working in the LA area, helping refugees get settled, and with the homeless issue. And Los Angeles has quite a substantial homeless issue. I actually at one point felt a little bit depressed because I remember as a kid my aunts lived down in the MacArthur Park area of Los Angeles, which was a beautiful park, absolutely gorgeous park. And now it's just overrun by humanity. It's quite a huge job that my cousin has, but it is his life's work. And so bless him, bless the people who are actually down on the streets doing the work, I have to say. And let's see, what else? Well, one of the things that was just, I mean, it really was, this actually is, if you're new, it actually is a channel about quilting and stitching, but today is more of a life update episode. But what was so fun was seeing all the new babies that I hadn't seen. You know, they are toddlers now. There's no baby, although there probably will be here not too long, because one of my cousins was expecting a baby pretty soon. And it's so funny to have toddlers as second cousins. Let me tell you, it makes you feel kind of young, but it was really, seeing all those toddlers who were the same age as my youngest grandson was fun, and to observe them in their and how my cousins are parenting. My cousins are my oldest son's age. You know, they're my children's age. So it's a whole different ballgame raising kids now. And I came home with this fever, this quilt fever, which is a really great, some of you may like that fever and some may not, but I really like it when I get that quilt fever, because it's like I'm excited, I can't wait to get started in the next project, and I want to just do it. And one of my cousins, I'm going to have to piecemeal it, like do a quilt at a time kind of thing. So the first thing I'm going to do, because there's a birthday in September, although I doubt I will get this done, totally done and mailed off by September, but he's my youngest grandson's age. They're only a month apart. And he's totally into Marvel comics. I mean, he wore his Spider-Man jammies a lot with a cape, and his imagination was quite amazing. And so I came home with this great need to make him a Marvel quilt. And I was at the craft store, and I happened to ask the gal, do you have any Marvel comic fabric? And sure enough, they did. And so I bought, just set this down, I bought 3 pieces. So I bought the Spider-Man, and this was a different print of Spider-Man. And then this is all of the Marvel characters. And I kind of looked through my pile. Of course, I don't see it now. But I chose a quilt pattern that was functional, but it was going to be fun to put together. And it's called a One Block Wonder. So it's one block that you make, and you just turn it. It doesn't matter. It's for a 3-year-old. So I had to pick out other fabrics to complement the 3 marble pieces that I bought. And let me just say that I have been it reinforced, and I've been vindicated for having such a stash, because I was able to just go into my stash and pull out several pieces of complementary fabric to go with the Marvel theme fabric. So this is what I have pulled out. So get kind of a look. I got a green, some reds, some blues, some black and gray. And I'm going to start this week cutting that quilt. It says that it's a quilt that can be put together in a day, but that's if you have the attention span for a day full of quilting. I have the attention span of a gnat, so I know that it won't just take me a day. But once I get it all put together, then I'm going to grovel to my friend Cheryl, who she and her sister do a floss tube called Stitching with the Sisterlies, about quilting it. Because she has a long arm machine. And see how soon I can get that done. I'm very excited. I have not been this excited about putting a quilt together in probably a month or more. You know, it's like you wax and wane. And during the summer, and I find this with even with viewing, the viewership of quilt roadies and stitch roadies always goes down in the summer naturally, because everyone is doing exactly what I'm doing. They're wanting to be outside, they're wanting to garden, they're wanting to hike and camp and do all the things. And so you don't have all this time to just sit and watch. You're not indoors a lot. So I haven't gotten like a lot of quilting done this summer, but now I'm like so excited I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I'm going to have to start cutting this soon. Maybe as soon as we're done here. I just wish I was going to be there when he opened it up, because I really think he'll like sleeping with this. It's so sweet. Then I'm going to put a nice flannel on the back so that it'll be a soft blanket. You know. It's kind of exciting to make quilts for people that you know might just, it'll be like maybe he'll take it to college. Yeah, that would be great, huh? So when I went down to LA, I never go down, I never travel without stitching. I just can't do it. If I have to wait more than, I don't sit well. If I don't have something in my hands, I'm not going to be able to sit. It's just the makeup of my brain. And so I have to take stitching with me. I took cross stitch, and I took this stitch because of its simplicity. And by simplicity, I mean it's not that it's a simple stitch, it's that it's a one, 3-color thread, and it's embroidery, so there's no counting. So I stitched on the plain because this project, all I needed was a needle, this fabric, and the color thread I was working on. And as you know, I am registered, although I haven't been able to get through to them to make my final payment, to Crabapple Hill retreat in October. And this is the project that I hope I can get done by then. If not, it'll be the one that'll travel with me there. And so here is, got the witch all done. And now I'm working on the banner. Let's see. Yeah. And so it was a fun stitch to take because it was a no-brainer stitch. No-brainer stitches for traveling. And yes, I pulled it out as soon as I pulled it out before we even took off, so I was all ready to stitch, and I stitched all the way down and all the way back. What else here? Oh, my friend Danielle. We went to high school together. Hi, Danielle. I don't know if she watches this or not. But I had talked about another book that a friend had recommended to me on Stitch Roadies, and she had the first book that she'd finished reading, and she sent it to me. An elderly lady must not be crossed. And this is, don't let her age fool you. Maud may be nearly 90, but if you cross her, this elderly lady is more sinister than sweet. Yeah. And I just like the size of it. It's so cute. So that, thank you, Danielle. That is going to be fun. That is going to be fun. Yeah, so I had my total fill of Korean food, which brings back all the fun things from childhood. And I have to tell you about Korean spa. We went to Korean spa. My two aunts and my sister and my sister and I have been dying for Korean spa. And Korean spa, if you've never experienced it, it is a very cultural experience, and I wish everybody could go to a Korean spa, but you got to go to the right Korean spa. So the way this works is that you go in, they give you 2 towels and a locker. 2 little towels. I mean, 2 little towels. Then you are given a bracelet with a locker key with a number, and that's your locker. And you undress, and they want you to prep before spa. And so there's several rooms, big rooms, and you get undressed. You are buck naked. You just have to accept in your mind that you're never going to see these people again. Yeah, you just have to steel up for having an entirely different experience and accepting who you are. So you're basically butt naked because all you have is this little dish towel sized towel. It's not covering it, at least for me, it's not covering much. And then you go into the soaking warm pool. Now there's a really hot pool, there's a uh, very warm pool, and then there's an ice cold pool. And they want you to be soaking in that warm pool or hot pool for enough time to kind of get your skin all really moist. And then once you're done, you're like 20 minutes or a half hour going from pool to pool and soaking. Then they call your number, and you're in this room. And this room has like six. It seems like they're like massage tables. They're the size of a massage table, but they're not a massage table. They're covered in tight vinyl, and so there's six of them. So you're just you very much learn to accept who you are and to embrace who you are. So you go in there with the person who's going to scrub you. And that's what Korean spa is. It's about getting clean. You can pay extra for a massage if you want, but basically when you go to Korean spa, you're going there for the scrubbing treatment. And so you lay on this vinyl covered table, and the person, they must burn 10,000 calories a day for the amount of work they do. They have big barrels of very warm water, and they take that water and they throw, with a bucket, they throw the water on you. And then they have these scrubby loofah kind of mitts and soap, and they literally scrub every inch of your body. I'm not talking about, yeah, we're just washing you. No, they scrub every inch of your body so that all the dirt and the dead skin on your body is scrubbed off. And you are just, I mean, my sister and I hadn't done Korean spa in a while. It'd been years. And you can't believe the amount of dirt that comes off of the human body. You'd think, because we shower all the time and we bathe, but it's not like getting scrubbed in Korean spa. And the dead skin, I mean, I wish this was touch and feel. If you could feel how soft my skin is, that is the result of Korean spa. So they scrub, 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 scrub. And you're given a t-shirt and a pair of shorts so that afterwards, after you're all done, and I mean, she's scrubbing every inch of you. And I'm telling you, every inch of you. And you're flipping, she flips you on your side, she flips you on your back, she flips you on your other side, she flips you on your stomach, and she is just scrubbing. And then they wash your hair, and wow. And you're talking about 45 minutes, maybe? It was, but you walk out of there feeling like you have the softest skin in the world and that you don't have a bit of filth on you. Not a bit. And then you put this t-shirt and shorts on and you go hang out in the, like they have a heated room with tatami floors that are heated, and you can lay around there and talk and watch TV, or you can order food and it's delivered, and then you sit in. It's like when my aunts go, they spend all day there. They spend all day, and it is all manner of people that are enjoying this. It truly is I know that some of you would say absolutely not would I ever do that, but to experience something that wonderful, I know it just sounds, for some of you, I know it just sounds like, what? But that was one of the highlights of my trip, because my aunts know the best Korean spa in Los Angeles, so it is, and there were not just Koreans in there, you know, there were others have discovered the benefit of Korean spa. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. And then we just did a little shopping, and mostly just hung around and talked and, you know, caught up, and, you know, it's just really fun. And, you know, I very rarely, I mean, my one uncle, I don't see him. I think the last time I saw him was maybe 10 years ago. So, because he travels all over. And, yeah, that was a highlight to this last week. And then I came home with this quilting fever for, to make quilts for all the little people in my life. Starting with my little Marvel Spider-Man fan. He was so cute. You know how kids are when they don't, when they want to wear wear their jammies all day because it's Spider-Man jammies. Yeah, yeah, that's what he was like. So I have a couple things coming up. I have some cross-stitch events coming up, but I have the Crabapple Hill in October. So I'm going to be working feverishly on that to see if I can get that done. But other than that, quilting has been good. Quilting has been good. How about for you? Do you, I mean, I can't even imagine. I feel so much empathy for those of you who are suffering in this unrelenting heat wave that seems to, because who would want to quilt in a heat wave? Yeah, absolutely not. So I imagine that quilting goes by the wayside when it's hot. But you always get to dream about that fall and winter. I think fall's my favorite time to quilt. The crisp in the air, and yeah, I think it's my favorite. But this Spider-Man quilt is going to be the best. I'm finishing up, as far as books go, I'm finishing up listening to, let me see here. I'm finally getting to the end of Picture in the Sand by Peter Blauner, and I'm enjoying that. It's interesting because even Stephen King said, on rare occasions I read a book that reminds me of why I fell in love with storytelling in the first place. This is such a book. It's not a horror book, though, not a Stephen King book. But it's kind of funny because one of the, it takes place during that period of time. Remember when they were filming the Ten Commandments? I remember that was a huge deal to go see that movie. And we actually saw it on one of these special screens, you know, that at the time was considered like a big screen. And so it's taking place during that period of time of that filming, and so there were some things in the book that are reminiscent of my childhood, but I'm enjoying that book. And then I've got this one that I gotta dive into. But I guess that's it. I mean, it wasn't much quilting, but I am enjoying this stitching very much, and wanting to get some projects done so that I can maybe start some new things. Yeah, because fall always makes me want to start new things. Well, you guys all take care. I hope that if you're in the middle of the heat and the power outages and the internet outages and all of that, I hope that resolves itself soon. Stay safe and know that I love you guys and hope all is well for you.